न रूपमस्येहम तथोपलभ्यते नान्तो न चादिर्न न संप्रतिष्ठा अश्वत्थम एनम सुविरूढ़ मूलम असंग शस्त्रेण दृढ़ेन छित्त्वा. Hello friends, this is the third shlok of the 15th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, and today we will understand this shlok in detail. So let's first go over its meaning. So the shlok says, Na rupamasyeham tathopalabhyate, which means no form of this is attained here. Nanto na chadirna na sampratishtha, which means neither end nor beginning nor station. Ashwatthaменam suvirudha moolam, which means the fully developed roots of this people tree, asanga shastrena dridhena chittva, which means having severed by strong weapons of detachment. So Shri Krishna has explained in the previous two shloks on how one gets bound in this world through the example of the roots of the people tree. So in this and the next shlok, he will mention how one can become free from the bondage of this world. So here he mentions that the form of this eternal people tree, which has no end, no beginning or station, is not perceived by living beings. But if one has to become free, then with the weapon of detachment, one has to cut the roots of this tree. So again, a very figurative language has been used. So let's understand this in more detail from the symbol that Shri Krishna has used. So the symbol is that of the tree. Now among the living beings, trees are the one which are the most bound. So unlike animals, trees cannot really move from one place to the other. So if it is too hot, then the trees have to bear the heat. If it is too cold, then the trees have to bear the cold. If it is raining, then the trees have to bear the rain, and if it is dry, then the trees have to bear the dryness. They cannot really migrate from the dryness area. So they cannot really move away from the situation in which they are. So all of this trouble that the tree goes through is because it has expanded its root into the ground, and it has basically got stuck in there. So in the same way, we have also bound ourselves to this world because of our attachment to our thoughts. So we have grown these big roots of attachment to our thoughts. So basically, just as the tree sprouts up from the ground, from the seed, and then spreads its root in the ground, similarly we have also manifested our bodies on the basis of the seed of our thought, and have become bound in this world through the attachment to this seed of our thought. So imagine that in the next life you were to be born in a form which is opposite to who you are in this life. Now just imagine how you will feel if you are told this. So for an example, let's say that if you are a Hindu man, imagine that in the next life you will be born as a Muslim woman, say. You can also consider the opposite example. So imagine telling a Muslim woman that in the next life you will be born as a Hindu man. So in most cases, if you were to tell this to a person, the person will just become frightened. And this frightening feeling comes because we are very attached to our feelings, and we have attained this body based on our feelings. So whatever thoughts that we have entertained in ourselves, based on that we have attained our body. And so if somebody tells you that you will get a body which is completely opposite to that, then you will naturally feel scared. So by attachment to these thoughts, we have basically bound ourselves to just one form. So a Muslim woman is born as a Muslim and a woman because these are the thoughts that she has attached herself to. She is comfortable in living under that lifestyle, and she will only change when it becomes difficult or it becomes uncomfortable for her to live the life of a Muslim woman. So the problem is that this attachment that we have to overcome this attachment But in order to detach from this, from one thought, we have to basically attach to a new thought. And so if a person changes a form because it's detaching from one thought, then it will take up a new form based on the new thoughts that it is attaching to. So even if you detach from your current thing, you will attach to a new thought, and this way you remain bound. So Sri Krishna is saying here that this whole mechanism of our bondage to our thoughts is something that is not perceived by us. In other words, people never really realize how harboring these thoughts are actually keeping them bound in this world. The only way out of this bondage is to detach ourselves from all of these thoughts. That is why Sri Krishna is saying over here that the roots of this tree have to be cut with the weapon of detachment, detachment to all thoughts. So that was basically the message of this shlok. I hope that I have explained this shlok well to you. With that, I'll close this video. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.